What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri zone for a winger transfer show. Because yes, we want Todibo and yes, we want coal miners, but what about the wingers? I think that's going under the radar, and it shouldn't be going under the radar because we're selling Soulé. We told Chiesa, get out, basically. You already moved out Keane, you moved out Ealing Jr., Kostic is on the market, Yildiz is still on vacation, Vlahovic is there, and you told Milik you can leave as well. That is nobody left, basically. You're gonna need to replace these players. Now, by the looks of it, we want to replace wingers. The striker one, even if we sell Milik, that's a very late option, and I've said it many times. I don't think the club would be that pissed if Milik actually stays to be the backup, but that's another topic for discussion. However, the main thing is the wingers. Are we gonna play with wingers? Are we not gonna play with wingers? Well, if we need to believe Alfredo Pedula, we are gonna play with wingers. Before we talk about it, hit the like button. Do it now. Subscribe to the channel as always, but definitely hit the like button because it does help the channel out massively, and it's 1 second. However, I put Mirko Di Natale's news on it because it's an interesting one, and I will add Alfredo Pedula's stance on it. Mirko Di Natale is saying that he can confirm that Juve has interest, in Conceicao, but no offer has been made right now. It's just, he's basically on the list. That's what it is right now. He's on the list, as are Sancho, Ariemi, and all the other players we kind of talked about, in the last couple of weeks. He said he has a release clause of 45 million euros. He just signed a new deal. However, Porto is inclined to sell him for a lower amount due to internal struggles because his dad is the coach and blah, 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 change coach, all those things. However, the news is also that Porto needs money for some reason. And again, Porto fans probably watch this video. Let me know. I saw that article in Record where they said that Portugal need to generate some funds, and they're open to sell a player. I'm not saying it's Conceição, but that was basically the story. Alfredo Pedula kind of confirmed this news. He said that if two wingers leave out of the three, he said Kostic, Chiesa, and Soulé, we will replace them with two new signings. Conceicao is on the list. First contacts have been made for Conceicao. However, so are Galeno and Pepe, who, according to Pedula, is the preferred option out of the Porto players. And Sancho is also on the list. Now, it makes sense that you're going to replace these players. And when people say, oh, you're selling Soulé for, and I'll talk about Soulé in a minute, for 30 million and you're paying Conceicao 35, that's horrible business. For the club, financially, it's not horrible business. I don't want to get into the financial stuff because I hate to do it actually as a fan. But for the club, it will make sense. Now, on Conceicao, I'm going to be 100% honest. I've not watched him play many times. I've watched him at the Euros. I've watched him 2 seasons ago. Not last season at Porto, 2 seasons ago. I don't know much of him. I don't know anything about Galeno, and I don't know anything about Pepe. I don't watch Porto. I'm gonna be honest, so I cannot really base an opinion on that. I don't. With these type of players, I've always said that I will trust them. I will give them time, Motta and Giuntoli, to prove their point, basically, to tell the world or show the world we made the right decision to let Soulé go and replace him with player X, basically. Even if you do not know much of player X, that's it. That's what we did, and we will explain that on the pitch, with results potentially, why we made that decision. That's the only thing I can say about this. Conceicao, yeah, if you go off the World Cup, it's like, yeah, man, good player, I guess. But you cannot really do that basing off 2 games. You just can't. Or I wouldn't do that. It is interesting that the names are popping up right now because we need to replace them. Yes, we're trying to sell Soulé and Chiesa, but just in general, if you move them out, you just have Vlahovic and Yildiz up there, and Yildiz is on vacation, and Vlahovic is just back, for preseason. So it's not an ideal start, to prep the season. If you want to, as being Motta, drill certain chemistry and patterns in that team and you don't have these players available, it could become sticky. It could become an issue. So the club needs to move quickly, and the movements will all depend on this guy, Soulé, or actually not on this guy, on Roma. The latest update, and again, it could have changed, the moment I dropped this video. The latest update is that Juve won 35 million euros guaranteed, period. They value Soulé at least 35, but they won 30 million guaranteed. So Bedula is saying that the last offer, or the potential offer that Roma could make and convince Juve, is basically 28 million euros plus 5 bonuses, which of 2 are extremely easy to reach, which will make it 30 million as a club wants, or like 35. They want at least 30, but 35 is the total package, and a future resale percentage on his sale. So let's say it's 10%. He goes for 40 million. They get the 4 million. Juve get the 35 they always wanted. That's basically it. The issue is Roma are not offering that. They're offering 23 plus 3, then 24 plus 3. Like, they're doing the 1 million here, 1 million there. And Giuntoli is saying, this is what I want. If you can pay me that, good. If not, we will talk with Leicester and West Ham, and we will tell Soulé it's not going to happen. You better choose any of the other teams, like Bologna did with Calafiori, basically. So it all is depending on Roma making that deal happen, because at that moment in time, if we sell Soulé and Giuntoli gets that money or knows that money is coming in, I think he will go to Nice and get that Todibo deal done, and then he will move to Court Miners, or will push to sign Court Miners. Even that is becoming a bit iffy for Court Miners. Yes, he's potentially the main target, but we've not made a single offer. We have not really made any contacts. There's no news about that. So are Atalanta going to be very happy? Are Juve convinced that, yeah, we know what Atalanta will accept and we can pay that? Could be the case. I don't know. It's only that they need confirmation if they get that money by selling a player like Soulé, Huijsen, so on, so on. On Soulé, I'm going to repeat myself. I feel sorry. I wanted him to stay at the club. I want to see him at the club. But I made my peace with that months ago. I always knew that he was not going to be part of the club. I always knew the club was going to cash in on him. Even though the news was, Motta likes him or wants to use him, I always had a feeling, or like I convinced myself, that he's not going to be part of the club. And that's just basically what has happened. He's not going to be part of the club. Juve is going to move on from him. And is that the good thing to do? You can tell me, you can tell me in the comments. I think it's a bit disappointed, the way we're moving with all these youngsters. I wanted to see more. But the club made the decision. Motta made the decision that, yeah, if we want to cash in, if we want to get the player I want, then I'm okay with letting Soulé go to generate the funds. But we need to replace them, And yes, the stories are a bit conflicting, because it's like, if we get Soulé's money, we use it for Todibo, and if we get Huijsen's money, we use it for Court Miners. But which money are we going to use to replace Chiesa and Soulé with? If we are using that, you need to take everything with a pinch of salt. But if you sell 2 wingers, you need to bring in 2 wingers. You cannot replace them with 1 winger. That's just my opinion. But let's see. It's time is ticking. Time is ticking right now. Things need to move really quickly right now for Giuntoli to actually give Thiago Motta at least 2 weeks with these players in training sessions, like a potential Todibo or a Court Miners or a new winger, to actually gel and understand what is needed to kickstart the season. Because yes, you have a couple of easy games early on, but then you have also some tough games, and you need to be prepared for that, So Giuntoli, it's up to you. Roma, it's also up to you. But most importantly, let me know what you think about Conceicao or Galeno or Pepe. If you have any info, if you actually watch Porto, because I know Porto fans will watch this video, let me know in the comments what you think, the situation, the players, would they fit, would you want to sell them, what are potential demands, and yeah, I will speak to you guys later on tonight. Ciao.